There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go, show recap prediction sports
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go.
What is going on, everyone? It's the EVP from the EVP Show, and I am back after an action-filled Monday Night Raw on Netflix. It actually was the last Raw of 2025. We are working our way down to the end of 2025, and I can promise you that I am so glad to be seeing 2025 saying goodbye and welcoming in 2026. A lot of things coming in the store in 2026. So yeah, super glad to be here. I hope I don't have too bad of a glare. I'm doing it from a different position in my room today. New background, obviously from World of Greg, Miami the Great. Shout out to all of those guys at UWE, Giving Table Media as well. Looking forward to this week. I had Saturday and Sunday off. Almost did Sunday Scoop Sunday, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna wait and debut it in the new year. But busy week coming up this week. Obviously we got tomorrow, we're gonna have the NFL week 17 recap, which is actually finishing up right now. What last I checked, the Rams and the Falcons were tied 24 each with about 2 minutes left. Shout out to Talk It Up Wrestling Podcast. Make sure to give them a subscription on X and YouTube as well. And then obviously my NXT recap tomorrow will be the last NXT of 2025 and the last NXT before New Year's Evil. This was kind of a go-home show for the anniversary Raw that's coming up next week on January the 5th. Next week, we're going to see Rhea Ripley and Io going up against the Kabuki Warriors for the tag titles. And we're going to see Maxine defending the Intercontinental Championship against Becky Lynch. And obviously in the main event, CM Punk defends the Men's World Heavyweight Championship against Brian Breaker next Monday. So next Monday, it's action-packed. There's been rumors of Chris Jericho maybe because it's going to be a Stranger Things. I'll talk about that more on Sunday Scoops. I'm not going to go into all that. I'll have a chance to kind of break everything down before Monday, because I will be debuting Sunday Scoops this week. And then Friday, will actually, it's not the debut, but Friday, my SmackDown recap will actually be moving to 11:30 p.m. Eastern this week because SmackDown is now moving to 3 hours. We're going to see the Fatal 4-Way with Charlotte and Alexa, Rhea and Io, the Bougie Bully, Lash Legend, and Jax, and obviously the Kabuki Warriors on SmackDown Friday. And then 11:30 p.m. Eastern for that Friday. And then Sunday, obviously, is the season or premiere of Sunday Scoops with the EVP. I gave you guys a little preview of it on my last stream, but I'm really going to kind of dive deep into a lot of rumors that's going on around WWE as far as Chris Jericho, Van Housen. Jericho's contract's obviously coming up on the 31st with AEW, so he is 3 hours of epicness. Walt, yeah, I'm really concerned, Stampede, on what they're gonna do with SmackDown. Right now they have Joe Henry that's been called up to the main roster, and obviously we've seen Trick again tonight. Javon Evans, which I'm a little surprised about. Obviously, he's 21 years old. I figure they may give him I thought they should probably give him a long NXT championship reign. before they brought him up to the main roster. But I do feel like Javon's probably going to be needed more on SmackDown. So we have Javon, Trick. Oba's going to be coming up soon. I expect him to possibly get involved, maybe get involved in the Cody Drew match. I don't know though. I think they could be setting up a Drew Nick Aldis type feud. I mean, it was reported today, not by my guy, but by a credible source. So I think Slice Wrestling is the one that reported it, that Nick Aldis and Drew are set for a feud. Corey Hayes from Body Slam debunked it, so I'll have to touch in with my guy, because obviously usually Slice and Corey are both on the same page, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll ask my guy. We'll find out. I'll let you guys know more about that on Sunday Scoop coming up Sunday. And it's going to be at 6 p.m. Interesting week this week. Like I said, the NFL Week 17 recap is going to be interesting tomorrow. A lot of things that me and Miami talked about Tuesday. I said a lot of stuff that was going to happen this week actually came to fruition. I picked every single winner except for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers if the Rams do hold on. But it's a lot of storylines in the NFL. It's very rigged, I feel like. Javon probably had 5 years experience on the Indies, so he's more progressive. No, it's not that. Yeah, I mean, I agree, but I figured they probably would give him like an NXT World Championship long reign or something and go ahead and bring Oba up. But, I mean, they're not going to. I mean, he's ready. It's not like he's not ready. It's just I think he's going to be needed more on the SmackDown side of the roster instead of Raw, which, I mean, I guess he could float, but SmackDown's hurting. On the ladies' side, obviously saw Ruka. I feel like if someone is going to get called up, I don't really know. Like I don't think Blake's coming up right now. Because a lot of the ladies that get called up seem to, like, I don't know, get kind of lost in the sauce type of thing. I felt like they probably should have left Julia down in NXT a little bit longer. She's kind of like, I don't know what to say about the U.S. title, Vortex. It's absolutely terrible on SmackDown right now. Every single champion goes back to the same person that they lost the title from. And it's just, they got to do something different about that. But I did post on X 10 days ago, before the match was even announced, that the Usos were slated to win the WWE Tag Team Championship, whether it was going to be tonight or the first Raw on Netflix. Because at that point, I had no idea when that match was going to occur. But, of course, EVP was right again. Blake and Julia could be interesting if they ran it like they did in Stardom. Yeah, I mean, I love Blake. I love what she did in AEW, as Mariah May, obviously. But I just don't really feel like, I don't know. It's not that she can't be a face. Like she has to be a heel. But I don't know. I feel like there's more we can see. Like she's ready for the main. She chose to start off in NXT. Like she could have came up to the main roster. Obviously, she's faced some of the greats in the ladies division over in AEW. She was women's champion over there. So we'll see what happens in NXT. Everybody keeps saying JC Jane and them are coming up. I don't think so. I don't think. I mean, maybe eventually, but I don't think it's happening right now. Because I don't think she's dropping the title to Kendall Gray at New Year's Eve. My personal opinion, I don't think they're going to put the NXT Championship on Kendall when she's already the Evolve champion. Unless she drops the Evolve Championship, then it's a possibility, but they're not going to do that. I don't see it. JC she's killing it right now. Like that faction in NXT. I think if they bring them over to SmackDown, I mean, I won't complain because I love JC Jane, but I'm a little worried that if they bring them up to the main roster right now. Like, what are they going to do with them? I do love what they're doing with the women's tag team division right now. But if they could just do that with like the the U.S. title over there. Miami, you have to keep me updated on who won the Rams game. Not watching it. I haven't really watched much of it tonight. As I was eliminated yesterday from both of my fantasy finals because I started Taysom Hill from the Saints because Kittle got hurt. And I didn't pick up Jake Tongas on the waiver wire like an idiot. And CD Lamb, and nobody wanted to do anything this week. So, yeah, lots of fun to play a whole season and get to the finals and finish second. Sucks. Win a little bit of money, but not the kind of money that I need to be winning at this point in time. But, yeah, busy week. We're going to start off tonight with the Raw Recap. Atlanta won. Oh, my God. Well, at least I don't feel too shitty because I did pick all the winners, and I would have got hooked tonight, which I probably would have cashed out, to be honest with you, because it would have probably been like $700-800. I don't know, though. I probably would have let it ride, man, because I was pretty confident that the Rams were beating Atlanta. Call back a pass. Yeah, we're going to have a lot to talk about. Just to touch base on a little bit, I literally told Miami last week, look for all these storylines to play out in Week 17. The Travis Kelce storyline. Is this going to be his last game at Arrowhead? Is he done? Is he retiring? Now you got the San Francisco 49ers and Seahawks playing next week for the number 1 seed. The New England Patriots have now clinched the AFC East for the first time in a long while since Tom Brady was there. And we got the Baltimore Ravens, who was basically drawing dead, but Pittsburgh laid an egg and lost to the Cleveland Browns, which I predicted this weekend that Cleveland was going to win. That sets up the Baltimore-Pittsburgh showdown this coming weekend for the AFC North Championship and a spot in the playoffs. Loser goes home. And then we have the NFC South, which I also said last week on the EVP show, NFL Recaps Week 16. Carolina got beat by Seattle. I did not expect Tampa to lose to Miami. Baker Moneyfield or Vegas Baker or whatever you want to call him. 4 turnovers, just terrible game. They will meet in Week 18. Whoever wins the NFC South and moves on to the playoffs, and the loser goes home. So a lot to talk about tomorrow on the NFL Week 17 recap, which will be live on the EVP show at 6 p.m. And then I'll be back at 10:30 p.m. tomorrow night to cover the last NXT before the last one of the year. I think there is a glare. I don't really like that. Maybe it's just lighting or something. I don't know. Is there a glare, Miami? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it is. All right, we're going to get started. Appreciate the 56 people that we have in right now. Shout out to Stampede for being in the stream. Haven't seen you in a while. Miami, it looks like you guys are watching on X. So either you're watching on my YouTube or Miami's X or my X, because I am live on all 3 platforms. So let's get started with the Raw recap. Tonight we're finally back live after all of the damn tapings throughout the holidays. We're back to live programming, so that's a good thing. I'm unsure what they're going to do with the January 9th SmackDown. I was talking to Miami about it today when I was getting my thumbnails ready for next week. I guess they have a Cody and Drew one out yet, which that's the main event next week, 3 Stages of Hell. But it's going to be in Berlin. So I don't know if SmackDown is going to be on an earlier time. I'm going to have to check on that. I'm still probably going to do my recap at the same time regardless, because I might not watch it early. I might not watch it until it comes on USA. So, but yeah, let's get to Raw. So tonight, action pack from the Kia Center in Orlando, Florida. The main event is going to be the phenomenal, the World Tag Team Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles and Dragon Lee defending their titles against main event Jey Uso, the Yeet Man, and Big Jim Jimmy Uso, who is back together in a tag team. This was the writing was on the wall for this. As soon as this was announced, I said it before it was announced, but I'll talk about all that on Scoops. Yeah, I mean, moving Jay back down to the tag division. Like I said the other day, look for the MFTs to be winning the SmackDown tag title soon. So, but I'm not gonna spoil everything for the Sunday show. I gotta save some stuff. But the bloodline's about to start taking over some gold again. It looks like in 2026. So we're gonna see. But also tonight we saw the WWE Women's Raw Women's World Champion La Primera Stephanie Valcour. She defended her title against Raquel Rodriguez from the Judgment Day, and she came out in Philadelphia Eagles, one of their jerseys. Not their jerseys, but their colors. The Hall of Famer Nikki Bella, who is heavily rumored to be dating Cooper DeJean. He's like 22, I think, and she's like 42. So a little weird. I have a daughter that's 22, so that's a little weird. But hey, to each his own, I guess. In a triple threat match for that title, I really wasn't too crazy about that match, honestly. I think it's been a complete wasted heel turn with Nikki Bella. I don't know what they're doing with her. And they turned her heel, but why? I mean, that's the big question for me. It's why. I mean, she's lost. She's taken the pin twice to Stephanie, which I don't think Stephanie's losing the title before WrestleMania anyway. I think she's going to WrestleMania with the championship, but so we have Joe Tessitore welcoming us. We'll get a video package recapping Austin Theory's actions on last week's Raw. Rey Mysterio and Sean walking his dog into the Kia Center. The Usos are shown in attendance as they will battle AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. And then we see Women's World Champion Stephanie Valcour walking backstage as she will put the title on the line, as I said, against Raquel and Hall of Famer Nikki Bella. Then we see the Vision, accompanied by WWE Hall of Famer Paul Heyman, Big Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory. So the Vision is pretty deep now. They start walking up and going through Gorilla, make their way down to the ring. Paul Heyman starts off by introducing himself, but the crowd starts to chant for CM Punk. Paul then says CM Punk could have been standing here, but he had to placate to all of the fans and stop listening to him. Paul then says, "We will start this all over." Paul then does the introduction again. He says what he says hypes up where he is going on his last Raw of 2025. Paul then says everything he says justifies something that needs no justification. Paul then says in 5 years, when you scroll through whatever platform you're on, you will see the WrestleMania main eventers. Paul then thanks the fans for chanting for Roman Reigns, which I'll talk about that on Sunday Scoops. But I called that over a month ago. Yeah, the Vision's new song is pretty dope. Miami. I said over a month ago to Miami in a text before I tweeted it, Roman Reigns is going to cost Braun Breaker next week. So, yeah, Braun's not winning the title next week. So, just be prepared for that. Nikki finished 2025 with 1 singles win and 3 title shots. That's absolutely terrible. I don't have a fucking clue what they're doing with Nikki Bella. And I think last time you were on the show, Stampede, which Stampede is the human dictionary. If he ever comes into the stream, he knows all kinds of facts. So it's good to see Stampede in here. I think she has she did get a victory over, was it Raquel, maybe? or somebody. I think I don't know. She's lost a lot. But she finished one singles win and 3 title shots. Yeah, so like she's like what 1-5, 1-4. So the fans start chanting for Roman Reigns. They're in the Barclays Center next Monday. It's an anniversary Raw on Netflix. Roman Reigns is showing up, guys. He's gonna fuck Braun Breaker over. Just trust. Braun Breaker's not winning Monday. It's not happening. Roman's not gonna let it happen. Paulin says you will realize that 5 years ago tonight they are all standing in front of you right here, right now. Paulin says here is the sentence that matters. Paulin says the rumors are true. The newest member of the she beat Chelsea Green. That's even worse because Chelsea's one of my favorites. Yeah, that's in July. So Nikki Bella, the last one was in fucking July. We're in December, end of December. Unbelievable. Appreciate that, Stampede. I knew it was, you told me last time. I just couldn't remember if it was Raquel or Chelsea, or I don't remember who she beat, but that's sad. So Paul says the newest member of the division is Austin Theory. So it's confirmed. He tells Austin to earn his keep and hands him the mic. Theory says he has waited his entire life for this moment. He says he has worked his entire career for this moment. Theory then says he has a lot of things he wants to talk about. First, he wants to talk about the next world heavyweight champion, Braun Breaker. Theory then asks Paul to educate him on this part. Paul then says the goals of the group outweighs the individual needs of any member of the group. So before they can get fully into everything, we hear the best in the world, CM Punk's music kit. Yeah, they're setting up next week, Punk and Breaker, for the title. He interrupts, makes his way out there. Punk tells Theory he is doing tricks and drinking gallons of the Kool-Aid. Punk's one of the best with promos. Just, I mean, top 5 all time in my book. We love to not let the wrestler defend their title. Which one are you talking about, Miami? Punk? Oh, oh yeah. I mean, that or the fucking women's United States champion, whoever wins it, turns around and fucking defends against the people that they just beat, and they get stuck in this fucking vortex. And I talk about it every Friday. I'm so sick of it. Like, change the shit up. Like, they did have Chelsea go to NXT and defend against Soul, but my God, it's like right back to Julia, right back to fucking Kiana James. Like, send Kiana James' ass back to fucking NXT, send Alba Fire back to NXT. They're both fucking terrible. This is just, they got to do something with SmackDown. I don't know what the fuck they're going to do. Randy Orton's due back in 2026. Kevin Owens at some point. I know Chris Jericho's coming back to WWE. I'll talk about that on Scoops. I'm not talking about it tonight. And a lot of change needs to happen. Punk says he is not out here to listen to Austin. He's out here to listen to the other kid, Braun Breaker. Punk says he has been called many things. Punk then says he hopes someone in the group has a brain. Punk says he is looking at Paul to explain to Braun that the match is set for next week. Punk then says he could come down there to say some things and you would do stuff to him. Punk then says there is no title match next week. Send Alba Fire back to Kaylee Ray. Yeah, send her wherever the fuck we want her. Like, yeah, she's got to go. So there's I was gonna say that at the end of the episode. The return for Talk It Up and DWE Radio on the weekend with Miami. I'm guessing it's gonna happen this weekend as well. So we'll have Talk It Up this weekend returning, and then Sunday will be the first episode of Sunday Scoops. And it's gonna be fire. Oh, I'm sure it's always fire. We need to get some people in here for the scoots, but a lot of people don't like that. You know what I mean? They don't want to know about it, but it's a way for me to get my news out there without posting it on X where Triple H and all his cronies can see it. So hopefully we can get some people into Sunday Scoops on Sunday. I know it's around football time, but people want to know what the fuck's going to happen. So the people that do want to know be in here. The people that don't, I guess they won't. And they can always go back to my stream when the shit happens. So there's going to be a double back-to-back show. Is that going to be on Saturday, Miami? What's going on, Wise Man? Big show coming up for the Royal Rumble as well. What is going on? So yeah, big week. Trying to talk it up. DW Radio. It's on Spotify and Twitch now. Sunday Scoops is on Sunday. The DWE premiere of the Sunday Scoops with the EVP is coming up this Sunday. You guys do not want to miss it. I got an hour's worth of news to break to you guys. So do not miss it at 6 p.m. Eastern Sunday. I will break everything down for you guys. The contract signing, the contract situation with Chris Jericho, the call-ups, backstage plans for Brock Lesnar, rumor stuff going on with Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, a couple of leaks when it comes to Royal Rumble. There's several different things that's being pitched for WrestleMania. Obviously, I'm not gonna spoil it. I gotta get away from it. I will end up fucking spoiling the whole show, and then there won't be a premiere. They're back and forth with this Roman Cody thing. So we'll see what happens. DWE Radio Saturday, Sunday Scoops with the EVP on Sunday. Talk It Up is to be determined. New intro DWE Radio. Yes, I've seen them and they're fire. The only thing I have to figure out is I have to figure out how to fix my fucking banner on YouTube. It is absolutely driving me crazy. I wanted to change it because it was I was working with the old company and it doesn't really match my logo. I don't know what to do with it. I fucking Miami, maybe we can send it to After the Slam. Maybe he knows. I don't know. Maybe we have to come up with a new one or something that fits. I mean, I can see it on the TV fine, but on my MacBook and on the phone, the shit's half cut off. You can't even see. You can't see the fucking AI EVP or nothing. It's I mean, it's not terrible, but professional wise, it doesn't look really good at all. But we'll get it. We'll get it in there. And I know obviously, you sent me a banner and oh yeah, that one didn't fit. I tried that. After the Slam sent me one as well, and that one didn't fit. Not a logo, Wise Man. It's the banner that goes up on the top of my YouTube. Miami made me one, but I don't have Canva. It doesn't. I mean, I'll try it, Miami, but I'm afraid if I put it up there, I'm not gonna be able to find this one. I have 100 saved in this computer. You may have to just go into my YouTube. But not a banner, Wise Man. It's not a logo. It's the banner that goes up across the top of my screen, on my YouTube channel. And then obviously, I know Miami said at the beginning of the year when he gets time, I know he's busy doing a lot of shit for me. I already got all my thumbs for next week except for SmackDown. And I mean, I'm just starting this week. Definitely want to try to get maybe 20 to 30 more seconds added to my intro video. Maybe a little bit more AI with it. But it's fire. I mean, it's definitely fire right now, but definitely want to the banner and adding a little bit to the intro video, and I think like the channel's like all set. Because we got big ass shows coming up in January. The Unreal recap I'm gonna do, and then obviously a fucking huge ass panel. Yeah, you stay ahead. Huge panel for Royal Rumble. But we're back to the Punk promo. He asked, he says that he likes to look someone in the eye before he puts them to sleep. He says, unless you're scared, why don't we get you boys out of the ring so they can clear the air face to face? Punk says he has a few things to say to Braun. Punk then asks Braun if he is scared. Punk then gets on the ring steps. Braun then says the only one scared is you. He invites Punk into the ring. Braun then says they won't hurt him. Paul then suggests that everyone back up and let Braun do his thing on the mic. They then leave the ring and Punk enters. He called him a little doggy. Punk called him a little doggy. Punk then asks Braun, what does he have? And he calls him kid. Braun then asks, why are they standing here? Braun says, why do they exist and why are they here? Braun then says they look at things toward the future. Braun then says they look at through the same lens. Braun then says, look at Bronson Reed. Braun then says, look at Logan Paul. Look at Austin Theory. Braun then says, there is him. He says he will be the next world champion. He is so tired of Punk and everyone else saying he is the future and he will figure it out at main event WrestleMania. Braun then says he is not future, he is the now. Braun then says you have the audacity to say that he is the new shiny toy. Braun then says you say he will fail under the shining lights and they will drop him. Braun then says go to the back and find out someone who can do what he can do. Braun then says find someone who has taken over in less time. He says find someone who was born into this business. I got your text, Miami, but I don't know. You may end up having to go into my YouTube. Like, I mean, you're already like co-host on my stream. I don't really care if you go to my YouTube. I believe that's how Ryan did it. He set my channel up. I didn't save the old fucking banner. I don't know why. I looked at all of our old messages. I've even messaged Ryan for the old banner, but he hasn't returned my messages, which I'm not real surprised about that. Yeah, I have to try it after the show, man. I won't be able to do it right now. I'll check it, but I'm like I said, I'm scared if I put it in there, I'm not going to be able to find the one I have on there now because I have so much shit saved in my so many fucking thumbs and shit. So Brian says, you may not like him because he hasn't paid his dues. Brian then says you don't respect him because he didn't do it on the Indies, but he was on the field with Lamar Jackson. Well, that don't really say shit because Lamar Jackson sucks. Brian says he is willing to die for that title, and so are you. Brian says he will let Punk. Brian then says he will put Punk in the ground, beat him, and become the new heavyweight champion next week. He said he was sharing the field with Lamar Jackson, which, I mean, Lamar fucking, his time slipping away. I'll try it, Miami, but I don't know, man. I was watching After the Slam's fucking intro last night, and that shit is fucking fire. Like, I don't know how he did that. I don't want to, like, copy him, obviously, but I was watching the Wrestling Divas podcast on there last night, which they will be on the EVP show for the Royal Rumble predictions, and his intro is fucking just crazy good. Punk says your first mistake is assuming what he thinks of you. Punk says, did you think he would say you aren't ready? Punk then says you're more ready than anyone in the back, anyone in your group. Punk then says he is not ready. Punk says you want what he's got. Punk then drops the title belt and asks Braun to pick it up. Punk then says it is heavier than you think. Punk then says he has earned it and he is not ready to go. Punk says he is not ready to go into sold-out arenas to have the privilege to ask if it's good to be alive in Orlando on a Monday night. Punk then says he is not ready to stop being a champion. He says, "You're big, bad, tough, and fast." Punk then says, "We are not the same." Punk then says, "One of us is CM Punk." Punk then says, "Someday somebody is going to beat him for the title, but it won't be you." Punk then tells Brian he will see him next Monday for the Raw anniversary episode. CM Punk and Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight Championship. Look for Roman Reigns to make a return. We head to the back. Jackie Redmond is with Raquel Rodriguez to ask her about tonight's title match, as well as the chaos that's been going on. Raquel says there will be no tricks tonight. Raquel then says nobody is getting in the way of her getting the title. Liv's over there playing with Roxanne's hair. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with that. Have no clue what's going on with that situation. She's over there like twirling her hair and shit. Liv then shows up, interrupts her. She mentions with JD and Dominic out, which I'm gonna talk about that on Sunday Scoops. Dominic Mysterio out indefinitely right now with an injury. I'll talk about that Sunday. So they need her to take care of business. Raquel says she can handle this alone. Liv then says she knows, but Raquel then says she wants to know what Roxanne said. Roxanne then shows up, and Liv says that they want Raquel to be champion. Roxanne then wishes her luck, and Raquel says she doesn't need luck. So then we get the women's triple threat for the World Championship match. First out is the Hall of Famer Nikki Bella, sporting Philadelphia Eagles colors. She is either trolling the fuck out of people for saying she's dating Cooper DeJean, or she was at the game yesterday. She was on Instagram. So like she's either like a fucking huge Eagles fan, or like she really is dating that guy. So I don't know. Until she confirms it, I don't know. But we got the women's triple threat match. La Primera, Stephanie McCourt, defending against Hall of Famer Nikki Bella and Raquel Rodriguez. I'm not going to go through everything on this. Raquel hits a shoulder tackle on Nikki McCourt, then gets a roll up on Raquel, and Nikki ruins the Devil's Kiss, which is going to play a big factor later on because Stephanie ends up hitting the Devil's Kiss. I believe it's on Raquel while Nikki's in like a Boston Crab or something. I'm sure I'll be able to. I have it in my notes. So I wasn't crazy about this match. Nikki goes for a crossbody off the turnbuckle. Raquel catches her and hits a fallaway slam. Raquel hits a knee and a gory special on Bakor. Bakor escapes. Raquel has a shoulder tackle and she gets Bakor back into the gory special. Bakor then hits a sunset flip on Raquel for a near fall, and Nikki kicks Raquel. Bakor then sets up for a Devil's Kiss on Nikki, but Raquel hits a kick to stop it. So they send Nikki to the floor. Raquel hits a forearm to Stephanie. Nikki's back in the action, pulls Bakor off the turnbuckles. Raquel then misses a kick, and Nikki drops a leg on the ropes. Bakor then hits a crossbody on Raquel. Nikki then sends Bakor into the ring post, and Nikki cinches in an STF. Fucking John Cena move. She is so obsessed with Cena, still, I guess. I don't know what the fuck's up with her. They need to just let her go. They're not going to do anything with her, just let her go. Raquel escapes, cinches in a knee bar. Bakor then puts Raquel in the Devil's Kiss and hits it. Nikki then holds her knee since Raquel still had the knee bar applied. Bakor then sends Nikki into the turnbuckle and hits running knees on Raquel. Nikki then hits a boot on Stephanie. Stephanie blocks a kick and hits a dragon screw. Bakor then hits a dragon screw on Raquel. Nikki reverses with a leg sweep. Let's get to the end of this match because I wasn't a fan of it. Raquel hits a twist invader bomb, elbow drop, almost a near fall, then kicks Nikki. She punches Stephanie and returns and hits the what they call a lawnmower elbow. I don't know what the fuck that is. Raquel then puts Bakor on the turnbuckles. Nikki then hits the sunset flip powerbomb on Raquel while Raquel superplexes by court. Nikki then gets near falls on both. I thought a small smithereen that we're going to get a new champ, but nope. Nikki then gets an near fall on Raquel. Raquel then blocks a head scissors. Nikki then lands on her feet, hits a back elbow, and hits a springboard round kick by Cora, then hits a butterfly face buster for a near fall. So we get to the end of the match. Raquel gets Nikki and Victoria for her finisher, a double Tahana bomb, but Victoria escaped. Raquel then hits the Tahana bomb on Nikki, and Nikki pulls Raquel to the floor, knocks Raquel to the floor, and Victoria rolls up Nikki Bella for the 1, 2, 3, and still your Raw Women's Champion, Stephanie Victoria. So that Nikki can't come back out next Monday and say, "Oh, I want another rematch," because you've had two. They're not putting the title on her. They need to bring her sister back, put them in the tag division, let them go for the tag titles. I like those little fucking emojis you got on there, Wise Man. So we head to the back. Jackie Redmond stops Gunther to ask if he has been disrespectful to John Cena. Gunther says he made Cena tap. R-Truth shows up, tells Gunther the disrespect has to stop. He says, "You made John tap." He says, "Every week you're saying the same old song and it makes you a piece of shit." Truth then says Gunther is not a good person. Truth says he won't let it happen again. Gunther then laughs at Truth and he asks if that's supposed to be a challenge. He then tells Truth he will see him in the ring, the career killer, Gunther. So WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Kairi Sane and Asuka make their way down to the ring. Asuka starts off by saying last week she faced Rhea Ripley and she beat her for the first time in a singles match, by the way. Asuka says you all think your stupid mommy can take her on. Asuka then screams in Japanese. She says, "All of you stupid babies." Sane then repeats what Asuka says. Sane then says Io never should have defended her. Asuka then yells Kairi and forces her to jump I don't know what the hell she was doing. Asuka takes Kairi's mic. Asuka then clears her throat and says, "Last week, Io and Rhea paid for their disrespect." Asuka says, "Nobody is ready for the Kabuki Warriors." So then we hear the loudest pop in the women's division. Rhea Ripley, the Eradicator, her music hits. She makes her way out to the ring, to the stage with Io Sky. They walk to the ring. Kairi and Asuka then wait for them. They leave when Rhea and Io get to the ring. Rhea and Io then go to the floor, and after Asuka and Kairi, Rhea then hits a super kick on Asuka, but Sane sends Io back into the announce desk. Rhea then punches Kairi. Asuka then hits Rhea from behind. Asuka sends Io over the ringside barrier. Asuka and Sane then hit some forearms and double slows to Rhea's back. Sane goes up top, but Io pushes Sane off the turnbuckles. Io then kicks Asuka and Rhea with a pummel kick. Sane then escapes the riptide, but Rhea hits a back elbow and a shining wizard. So I don't know what's going to happen. I still think the tag titles are changing hands next week. I know it wasn't really like a standing tall moment that you usually get. So we go to the back. We see Rey Mysterio and CM Punk. Rey says he knows Punk will have his back, but he is good as well. Rey says you have a title to defend next week. Rey said he has him covered tonight. So then we're up for the next match, which is Gunther going up against R-Truth. I'm not going to go through and cover this entire match. A squash match. Gunther is just on a roll. Let's go to the end of the match. Gunther hits his clothesline. Truth then hits two flying shoulder tackles, but Gunther hits a boot and a powerbomb. He could have pinned him. Pulls him up at 2. Gunther then hits some elbows to the clavicle, and he applies the sleeper. The referee calls for the bell, and the winner by submission or knockout, whatever, by the sleeper, the ring general, the career killer, Gunther. So who's next for Gunther? Probably AJ Styles, in my opinion. Is going to be next for Gunther. So we head to the back where Jimmy asks Jay if he's ready to win the titles back. Jimmy then asks Jay if everything's okay. Jay then says he feels like nothing's going right. He then says it is one thing to be in a bad spot, but he doesn't want to put his brother in a bad spot. Jimmy then says Jay is a champion and an 8-time tag champion. Jimmy then says, Jay has everyone ready to yell that word, yeet. Brothers for life. So we see Byron Saxton talking to Finn Balor, which wasn't a lot of people didn't see. He asked about 2025. Finn says 2025 been a difficult year. Says tonight Raquel was unsuccessful in the ring. Finn then says Judgment Day is out hurt, or JD is out hurt. Finn then says he found out that Dominic is out indefinitely. I haven't had to get information on that. I don't know how long Dominic's actually going to be out. Finn then says it's the holiday season and it's a time for hope. Finn then says it got him thinking about his time in Orlando. Finn says it got him thinking about his time in NXT. So could we see is Finn going to go back to NXT? I doubt it, but Finn then says it got him thinking about he carried that brand on his back and carried it to the future. Finn then says there are no leaders in the Judgment Day, but he will reach down and he will help up JD, pick up Dominic, and put the entire group on his back. He will carry them all into the future. Finn then says next year he is bringing championship gold into the Judgment Day. So we get an Ova Femi package. Same one we got, I believe it was on SmackDown. So then we go to the back. The young OG, the 21-year-old free agent. We don't know where he's headed yet. Javon Evans shows up, wishes AJ Styles and Dragon Lee luck. Evans then says that Adam Pearce asked him to be here. AJ then says maybe they could run it back wherever he is situated. So then out comes Ludwig Kaiser, a.k.a. El Grande Americano, stops to talk to Javon. Javon then says he has a lot of respect for them, and he isn't running from any of them. AJ and Dragon Lee then show up, and it looks like we're getting a match in the future. Looks like it's going to be between Javon and El Grande Americano. So we then see Paul Heyman walk up to Austin, and he asks him if he's going to let Ray ruin his night. They then congratulate Austin for being added to the group, and they tell him that they have his back. Logan then says he is not the most humble guy and one of the biggest stars. He then says he was nervous on his first day. He then says they all have his back. Paul then tells Logan, or Paul Heyman tells Logan to go to the ring with Austin and Bond as they take care of a Mysterio. Not the best Mysterio, because the best Mysterio is Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Rey Mysterio makes his way down to the ring for the next match of the night, followed by the Vision. It's going to be Austin Theory going one-on-one with Rey Mysterio. Not a super long match. Pretty good match, though. Austin Theory is using a lot of Seth Rollins' move, which lets me, if Roman's not going to be the one to show up Monday, which I'll be highly surprised, it could be Seth Rollins. I expect Rollins back by WrestleMania. I'll save all that talk for the scoops. But Theory is hitting a lot of moves that Seth Rollins does, like the stomp. And that's Seth Rollins' finisher. Theory puts Ray against the turnbuckles. He hits some shoulders to the back. Theory then hits a forearm. Puts Ray on the turnbuckles. He hits some elbows to knock Theory off the turnbuckles. But Theory puts Ray in the tree of woe. Really good match. Get to the end. Theory hits some knees to the midsection, gets Ray on his shoulders for a torture rack. Shout out to Lex Luger. Ray then counters with a tornado DDT for a near fall. Ray then hits a head scissors that sends Theory into the ropes, and he hits a 619. Logan then takes care of Ray, and the referee calls for the bell, so we get a disqualification. So there was the winner of the match due to a disqualification. WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio. So there was not a clear winner in this match, which I was a little surprised that they didn't let Austin get the win tonight. Logan and Theory work over Ray until we get the return of Penta. Penta has been on WWE television for a while now. After we see Penta's music hit, new music, loving it for Penta. He makes his way down to the ring. He hits a head scissors on Logan, followed by a drop kick from Ray. Sends Logan into ropes, and then Ray hits a 619. Penta is back. So we go to the back where Rhea tells Asuka she is delusional. She says, you are the one who betrayed Io, broke her faith, and misted both of them. Rhea says, you hid behind Kyrie. Then said, you say we disrespected you, but you are the ones disrespecting Rhea. Then says, next week, she will break Asuka. Io then tells Kyrie that she has lost and it's too late. Io then says, you have chosen the wrong path. Io then says, she is stronger than Asuka and she has passed the teacher. Io then says, they will teach you respect when they become the new tag team champions. So that's setting up the match next week. On the Raw Anniversary Special next Monday, the Kabuki Warriors are going up against Rhea and Io for the Women's Raw Tag Team Championship, which are going to be doing a Fatal 4-Way on SmackDown this week. So who knows what's going to happen with that. Grayson Waller interrupts Byron Saxton. Waller asked who's going to win tonight. Waller then asked Woods and Kofi who's going to win. They said nobody. He then says there will be only losers, and Orlando is used to losers. Kofi then says they told you once AJ Styles and Dragon Lee won the titles. The division died on the spot. He then says if the Usos win, that means the titles and division will have gone straight to hell. Woods then says this is where they're supposed to say they will be waiting in the wings. He then says if you're the champion, you should want to test yourself against the New Day. He then says they are the greatest tag team of all time. So we're setting up another Usos New Day match. We've had plenty of them. They've all been really good. I'm looking forward to the Usos being back in the tag division. And hopefully finally elevating those tag titles. So out comes, and her shorts were really short tonight. I could not believe she was wearing that. Maxine, Anthony, Luke, talk to your lady. Wearing that stuff on national TV. WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion Maxine Dupree makes her way to the ring. Starts off by saying she had a great holiday because of you and she wouldn't be champion without the fans. Maxine then tells Becky we all know the truth. Maxine then says you can tell people you're the real IC champion. Maxine says last week you had no choice but to tap out when she got a hold of your ankle. Maxine then says she won't give up this title. So then we hear Becky Lynch's music hit. She makes her way to the ring. Becky says she did not tap out. She said the only thing she tapped out is not living in Orlando. Cheap pop there for Becky. Talking about Orlando. Becky said don't boo because you lost her, but cheer because you had her. Becky then says if you get rich and famous, you can move out of here too. Maxine then says to choose wisely. Maxine says if she gets a hold of that, she will break it or you will submit again. Becky then says, you are moody. Becky says she didn't come out to fight. She doesn't start them, but she finishes a lot of them. Becky then says she came to give her credit. Becky then says she thought Maxine was the worst thing she had seen, but she's seen over the last few months that she's gotten a tiny bit better. Becky says you were able to steal a title from her. Maxine says the only thing she has stolen is the spotlight. Maxine then says she will prove it next week. Maxine then says you won't get to blame anyone after next week. Becky says she came out to be nice. So if you think 4 weeks of training in a dungeon will compare to a lifetime of what she has done, she didn't get there because it was given to her. Becky says she climbed over every injustice perpetrated on her. She says it isn't over until she wins and finds a way to win. Becky then says in 1 week, all eyes will be on you. And you have to ask yourself if you're everything that they think you are. Becky then says will you be everything that she knows you are? Becky then says, welcome to the big time and leaves the ring. So that's setting up for next Monday night. Maxine's second title defense. She defeated Ivy now. She will be defending the title next Monday night on the anniversary show against the former champion, one of the greatest of all time, Becky Lynch. So here we go again with Trick. So is he going to be on SmackDown? Going to be on Raw? They don't want you to know. He's going to be on SmackDown, though, with Lash. Trust it. We then add to the back where Trick is with Adam Pearce. Pearce talks about trying to put him on Mondays. Bayley and Lyra show up. Lyra asks if he thought about them in the tag division. She then says they won't next. Pearce then says it was going to be Roxanne and Liv. Bayley and Lyra then argue about why they are getting the chance. Bayley then calls Pearce an idiot. Lyra tries to explain what Bayley meant. Joe Tessitore then says they will be moving to SmackDown, while So Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett will be moving to SmackDown. So I guess starting Friday. And Corey Graves and Michael Cole will be coming back to Monday Night Raw. That's a switch, commentary switch. Looking forward to that. So that's announced next week. There will be a tie-in with Stranger Things. That's why all this Chris Jericho stuff has come online. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley will face Kairi Sane, Asuka for the Women's Tag Team titles. Becky Lynch faces Maxine for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, and Brian Breaker faces CM Punk for the World title. So we get to the main event of the evening. The Usos make their way down to the ring. Longest entrance in wrestling, one of the longest entrances in wrestling right now. Jay was trying to climb up on the damn stairway and almost fell down. They went to commercial. Thank God he didn't fall. Yeah, great, fucking phenomenal match, though. Great match. Not going to go through everything and get towards the end because we're almost an hour into the stream. A lot of back and forth. I actually thought Jay and Jimmy may lose at one point. Because AJ hit him with a Styles Clash and he kicked out. So AJ hits he's signaling for the Styles Clash, but Jay escapes. Jay then kicks Lee and hits him with a spear. Jimmy tags in. He goes up top and hits a frog splash. I thought it was over then for a near fall, but he kicks out. Obviously, like I said earlier in the match, Jay Uso kicked out of AJ's finisher, the Styles Clash. I was like, yeah. Jay and Jimmy are 100% winning. Jimmy then gestures to Jay with their next move. Jay then tags in. They both go up top for the double splash. Dragon Lee then kicks Jimmy off the turnbuckle. Jay misses a splash in the corner. Dragon Lee then hits a suicide dive on Jimmy over the announce desk. AJ then gets a roll up, almost a fall. Jay then hits a super kick, and AJ hits a Pele kick. AJ then hits a Styles Clash for a near fall. AJ then tags in Dragon Lee, and he puts Jay on the top rope. Lee then hits a double stomp to the back, and AJ sets up for another Styles Clash. He already hit one. He's going for the second one. Jimmy finally recovers from being out on the ringside, the announce desk. He hits a super kick on Dragon Lee, and AJ is sent to the apron. AJ then goes for the phenomenal forearm, but he is met with a double super kick. They then do the same on Dragon Lee, and they hit the 1D on Dragon Lee, and we get a 1, 2, 3, and new, just like I put on X with the Usos gift picture on there, and our new WWE Men's Tag Team Champions, Jimmy and Jay Uso. They are world 9 times maybe now. After the match, Wade Barrett says the statistically greatest tag team in history just got even greater with number 9. So I was correct. They're 9th tag team title reign. The fans are applauding the title change. The Usos then head to the same section that they come in from. Tessitore says, what a way to say goodbye to 2025. He hypes next week's 1-year anniversary on Netflix. And the show comes to a close. So that is it for my Raw recap. So thank you to everyone. 97, we almost hit 100. We usually hit 100 on Mondays. We're 3 away. Maybe we'll get to 100 before we close down. We'll get shout outs. Shout out to DWE, Miami the Great, Final Boss Baby, Director Reg, World of Greg, After the Slam Podcast, Gimmick Table Media, Wrestling Divas Podcast, Kicking Out of 2, Michael and Tori, Sped and Michael, I believe. I don't know everybody's name over there yet. I'm still learning. Shout out to DWE Host, WWE Replays, Talk It Up Wrestling Podcast. Make sure you give them a follow on X and YouTube. And Talk It Up will be back Saturday. We're going to be crazy busy in the month of January. I have a lot planned for the EVP show. Sunday Scoop. Shout out to Stampede. Love seeing Stampede in here. He is the human dictionary. Great to see Stampede back in the stream. Shout out to the CEO and my co-host. Man, we got some great NFL shows coming up the next 4 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl. Can't wait for that. Fucking can't believe Atlanta won. The Rams will not be able to win the number 1 seed. It's going to be between Seattle and San Francisco now. Shout out to Stampede, the CEO himself, and shout out to the Wise Man. We almost hit 100 views, guys. Really close. Not bad though. Looks like I have another comment. All right, so we're back up to 97. Might get to 100 before we're done. We'll see. I mean, I will try that, but I'm scared. Like, I won't be able to find the other one. I had the comments up. All right, guys, I'm going to go to my outro, and I'll be back to tell you where you can find me, where you guys can find me on my socials, and what I have coming up for the rest of the week. And just in case you guys wanted to hear it.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go, Show Recap Prediction Sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recap Prediction Sports. Let go.
Let's go. Yeah, so we're at about 29 seconds. Hopefully we can try to maneuver that around to get it closer to a minute. Maybe add some more Cody music in there. I don't know, a little AI. Similar to how After Slam does it. His is phenomenal. Shout out to After Slam Podcast. Make sure you give him a follow. He is booming on YouTube right now. I think he's got like 2.7K subscribers. Crazy. He's booming. A lot of big things on After Slam. So thank you to everybody that tuned in to the Raw Recap. It's the last one of 2025. I can't say that I love 2025. It's probably been one of the worst years of my life. But here's to a 2026. Going to be hopefully a lot better than 2025. Definitely is, because I'm speaking it into existence. But as far as my socials, guys, obviously it's on the bottom of the screen there. On X, you can find me at EVPCJP. Instagram, I'm very active now as well, EVPCJP. I'm going to try to get with Miami maybe on down the year when I get a few more subscribers and stuff, and maybe try to get on Spotify and Twitch as well. Once my channel grows, I think I'm at like 162 subscribers right now at this point. But yeah, my goal is to try to get to like 200, and then I'm going to try to shoot for 5 and 1,000. Hopefully it just starts growing. But yeah, Instagram at EVPCJP, and then obviously, and most importantly, if you want TikTok. So I am active on TikTok. I just advertised my streams on there. It's at Brady DA Goat21. It's at Brady the Goat 21. If you want to see like videos and stuff that I post on Instagram as well for the stream. But most importantly, hit that like and subscribe button on the video tonight in the stream, all the comments. If you go back and watch the stream later on, make sure to like the video. All the likes, you guys spam the shit out of it with likes and comments. That puts my stream into the algorithm and gets more eyes and ears out on the EVP show. And you can find my YouTube channel at the EVP show in all capitals in the top corner there, but it's also in the bottom screen at the EVP show. So what I have coming up the rest of the week, guys, tomorrow 6 p.m. me and the CEO Miami the Great will be back 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow for the NFL Week 17 recap show. And then I will be back later on that tomorrow night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for the final NXT of 2025 for the NXT recap show at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. I will be off Wednesday and Thursday. I will be back Friday for the first not the first, but the first for me in a while. We're going back to the first SmackDown of 2026. I will be live on the EVP show you guys make sure. I know you guys have the reminder set at 10:30 on Fridays, 11:30 p.m. going forward until they go back to 2 hours. Friday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern for the first 3 hour SmackDown of 2026. And then don't forget WWE Radio will be streaming live Saturday, back to episode back to back. And then I won't be on there, but make sure you guys tune into that. I'll be in the comments probably, but I won't be on the show. That's Miami show. Sunday, it is the DWE/EVP premiere, 6 p.m. Eastern. If anybody and everybody wants to come in the comments, I'm going to make it an open forum. I will answer anybody's questions. I'm making it to where I went to Miami with the idea because I get swamped with DMs day in and day out about what's going to happen, who's wrestling who at WrestleMania. Like, a lot of people love. I don't want to put a paywall up and all that shit that all these people do. We are at 100. What's going on, Ben? Too. Appreciate you showing up. We are at 100 views. We're coming to the end of the stream. Make sure you hit that like button on the YouTube channel. I don't know if you subscribe, but it's at the EVP show. But thanks for showing up, Bintu. So yeah, Sunday scoops with the EVP Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be the debut, a new show that I was going to do last year. And I just told Miami I want to do it, and he said, let's do it. I'm going to make it an open forum, so you guys don't have to fucking blow me up every day in my Twitter DMs. Subscribe to the EVP show. Set the damn reminder. Come on here at 6 p.m. If I have to stay on longer than an hour to answer all the questions, I will. I'm going to give you the updates on the news that I have that's going on in the world of WWE and NXT. I don't really get much on AEW. Sorry, AEW fans. As far as scoops and rumors, I'll provide you what I have, and I will open up the floor to comments and questions for the last 20 to 30 minutes of the show. So if there's anything you want to know, make sure you turn into Sunday Scoops with the EVP Sunday, because it's gonna get to a point where I'm gonna stop answering DMs and tell you to come tune into the YouTube show, and I'll answer your questions live on the air. LFG is going to be season 3 is going to be making its way back at some point. I haven't got the start date on that. I will be recapping their show. That's season 3 when it comes. Kevin Owens is going to be on there, Natalia. Something else new I'm doing this year, January 20th, they're doing the second season of Unreal. So I don't know when the date is. I don't want to give it to you right now. Because I don't know when I'm going to watch it. But as soon as I watch all 5 episodes, I will schedule a stream. And it'll probably be a long one, probably a 2-hour stream. And I will recap WWE's part 2 of Unreal. So you guys just stay tuned. But that is it for me, guys. Make sure to subscribe and like to the EVP show. And make sure you go into the channel tonight and like this stream. Spam it with likes and comments. Get it in the algorithm. And I appreciate the 100 people that we have live watching on the EVP show, Miami's X or My X. I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is a doubleheader. So as soon as I'm done here, I have to go start promoting. So I'm going to be up to 2, 3 a.m. Obviously, I always am on Mondays, promoting the NFL show tomorrow at Miami at 6 p.m. And the NXT at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. So I will see you guys tomorrow for the doubleheader on the EVP show. First, starting with the NFL Week 17 recap at 6 p.m. Eastern with Miami the Great. And then I will be back at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for the last NXT of 2025. With that being said, thank you guys again for tuning in to the EVP show. I am the EVP from DWE and the EVP of the EVP show and the golden boy of DWE. You guys enjoy the rest of, It's Tuesday now. You guys enjoy Tuesday, and I will see you guys later on tonight for 2 episodes on the EVP show. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you guys tomorrow.